Let's go ahead and jump into it. So we are going to get started on miamirealtors.com. And during this class, I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you and different programs that you can use to help you enhance your business. We are going to be talking about a digital card that you can share called Savvy Card. We're also going to be talking about different ways that you can prospect for new business. So we are going to be touching upon Remind Pro. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the service, it's a great option for farming and prospecting, as well as another MLS option. We are going to be talking about Every Door Direct Mail, so another great way that you can prospect for new business. And then we're going to be talking about a system and a program that will allow you to touch base with your customers once a month in order for them to remember and keep you top of mind when it comes to making a decision regarding working with a potential agent. And of course, this agent would be you guys. So if this is programs that you are interested in including into your business, this is the perfect class for you. On miamirealtors.com, I want to guide you to the middle of the page where you can tap on your Miami Gateway. You want to click on here to access all of the different programs and services available to you and part of your membership. Inside of the Miami Gateway, the first system that I want to point out to you is the Remind system. So we are going to be talking about Remind. We're also going to be talking about Every Door Direct Mail, which is available here. We're also going to be talking about, as I mentioned, the system of the Savvy Card, as well as the system of eProperty Watch. So the first area that I want to touch on is eProperty Watch, which is available here. And you can also find eProperty Watch as part of the systems inside of Matrix. So also available here. If I were to click on Matrix, let me show you where you can access eProperty Watch. As I scroll down, you will have this flyer that's available inside of Matrix, eProperty Watch, be the neighborhood expert every month. Now I'm going to show you what it is that you would actually be sending out to your customers first. They would receive an email from you regarding a potential property that they're interested in. So whether you have worked with this person in the past and you are giving them feedback regarding their property, or this is a person that's interested in moving in a particular neighborhood and wants to see the market activity, or if they want to track multiple properties that they own because they're an investor, this is a great option for them. Even a person who's currently renting and interested in owning property later on. So what you would be sending them is a potential invite. You would have your information up at the top, your picture, your logo, and then the customer's name. It'll let them know if the value of the property, which will be listed, has increased or decreased. They'll also have that property address, the price point, and the last time the value was reevaluated. You can also see that there's a small note that says news on the property. It'll let you know that if they click up here where it says more about this home value, they'll have additional information. As they scroll down, it'll also have a small message from you. Please contact me if you have any questions or if I can be of any assistance to you. Best regards and your contact information. Below, the customer, if they would like, can invite a friend so they can do some of that heavy lifting and marketing for you. Let me show you what that report looks like. So I'm going to tap on more about this home value. Up at the top, it will see eProperty Watch, and they do have a drop-down arrow with the word properties. If they were to click on it, it's going to have that property that you assign to your customer. But if they want to track multiple properties, they can always click on Add New Address. On the right-hand side, they're also able to invite a customer, and they'll have access to their account. Under value, they will have the address of the property and they can choose how frequently they would like to receive this report. If they tap on every 4 weeks and tap on that drop down arrow, they can receive this report every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 3 months. They can make their selection and tap on save. This is a great way to have them involved with the email that you are sending them, and also they can choose when they want to receive it, making it a little bit more comfortable for us because we know we're not spamming them. They'll have information about you, like their logo or your picture, contact information, which is all live links. They also have the ability to contact you. As you scroll down, you'll see that they will have their estimated value. If there's any change of value, it will detail that information, an estimate of the equity on the property. And if there is a mortgage balance on there, it'll go ahead and show that information. If your customer would like to update their current mortgage information into the system, they can. As you scroll down, once it's updated, they'll have their current mortgages listed, including the total, payment, and balance. If they have more than one mortgage, they can assign the information to the system. They'll have access to recent sales of similar properties in the area with the map and those properties below. If they tap on details, more information will be received. They'll have a picture of the property as well as the map. They'll have location details, site information, and characteristics about the home, as well as the last sale and tax assessment for that property. As you scroll down, they'll also have neighborhood highlights that people tend to love. They're able to make comparisons, such as the most luxurious property in the neighborhood, whichever is the largest, smallest, or largest lot, smallest lot, newest property to hit the neighborhood, and the oldest. The address details will be available and the measurements as well. As you scroll down, your customer will have access to history on their property. If they tap on neighborhood up at the top, they're going to have an interactive map available for them where they can track recently sold listings, recent contracts, as well as recorded sales, refinancing information, and lien details. If they tap on trends, the system will go ahead and provide them their property address with median sale and property information based on zip code. So for example, they'll have graphs including the median sales price for their zip code. If there's any distressed properties in their area, they can also see sales volume by zip code, risk factors, adjustment, average gross income in their area, income types with the details below, as well as the average refund of tax due in 33183. So they get a great assessment of, in some cases, the largest investment that some of these families are ever going to make, most families. So you do have a great report that you can send. Sending this to your customer is very easy, and it is part of your membership. This is a great way to introduce yourself as an agent with friends and family because you're providing value to them. Let me show you how you can access this program. So if I go back into Matrix, we talked about how you can access it simply by tapping on the eProperty Watch icon. And then once you jump into this icon, right, I want to show you how you can invite a customer. It'll automatically syndicate your information. You want to click on that drop-down arrow on the right-hand side and tap on your user settings. Under your user settings, you just want to verify your information. Make sure that your name, your last name, and your email address is correct. Under contact info, when you're finished reviewing the information, you can tap on Save Profile. Tapping on settings will also give you the ability to input your basic info. So you want to make sure to click under profile where it says basic info and review your information. Input your sponsor name, your designations if you have any, your office details, and your tagline. You want to review and add your website, confirm your agent ID, and confirm your contact info. You also want to update your logo and your profile picture. Scrolling down, you also have the ability to display the Equal Opportunity Housing logo, and you can also decide whether you want to receive any free leads or sponsors of potential homeowners in the area. You can click on Save Profile for any of the changes to update. Now let's go back to your dashboard and invite our customers. Tapping on clients will give you access to the list of customers that you've inputted. To input a new customer, you can tap on the plus sign and the word new. Tapping on it will give you access to a fill-out form. You want to input the customer's name, last name, email address, and of course their address. Once you're done, you're going to simply tap on send. In tapping on send, you're going to invite the client as it says on the top. And they'll receive that email address, inviting them to view the program. Aside from that, you can import multiple customers at once by tapping on import. So if you have a bunch of customers that you would like to send information to, you can. Now, if I tap on the dashboard, I want to talk about some of the information that you receive. So under client status, you'll be able to see how many of your clients that you've invited have confirmed to receive these emails. You're also able to see how many customers you're inviting month over month, year over year. You can also see the recent customers that you invited, and you're also able to, again, import those pages. As I scroll down, you'll have subscription email information. So you can see how many were opened, how many were clicked on, and how many emails were sent. On the right-hand side, the system will let you know how many total emails have been sent, what is your percentage of the open rate, and what is your percentage of the click rate. So if we return to that initial email, this is an open rate. That means I opened it inside of my email. A click rate would be if I tapped on that button to view the profile, or better said, the report. And that is eProperty Watch. Let me know in the chat if this is a service that you're interested in including inside of your business. Moving back to the home page of miamirealtors.com, I did want to show you the electronic card. The electronic card is called Savvy Card. You can find Savvy Card by simply using the search bar. Tapping inside of the search bar will give you access to additional information about any product or service that you're interested in. So let me show you the Savvy Card. As I enter Savvy Card, it's going to give me access to a webinar regarding Savvy Card and the product. If I click on the product, it'll give me access to a product page. Whenever you review a product page, you'll have a short tutorial just explaining to you what the card is. On the right-hand side, you can always find fast access information. So how is it that you can obtain that product? It'll give you the instructions. As you scroll down, every product page will have webinars and tutorials that are assigned to it, as well as what's in it for you, meaning what are the benefits of Savvy Card for you. As you continue to scroll down, you also can see additional information about the program. And whenever you see this logo that says Free from Miami, it means that it's one of the products and services that are part of your membership. So where I want to go is going to be right up here where it says miami.savvycard.com. I want to click on here to access this program. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and share this link with you guys. So if you want to follow along, you can. I'm going to click on miami.savvycard.com. From here, in order for you to get access, all you want to do is input your email address. Now, the email address you want to enter is going to be the email associated with your Miami account. When you're done, you're going to tap on Submit. Let me show you an example of my Savvy Card. This is my Savvy Card. If I were to share this with another customer, they're able to call me, they're able to send me an email, and they're able to text me. If I tap on Share, I have multiple ways that I can share my card. I can share it to a particular individual by simply inputting their name, their phone number, or their email. I'll input my name, my email address, and I can send them an additional message. Another option in sharing my card is I can share it via social media. So that means I can link this card to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or Pinterest. Aside from being able to share my card, once I do share my card with a customer, they are able to search for listings from my business card. If they tap on listings, they're able to search residential property, rentals, and vacant land. They can search based on address, city, state, or zip code. It's also powered by GPS location, so they can search for properties near them. They can select a price, bedroom information, bathroom information, and if they tap on more options, more filters will become available, including minimum square footage, search radius, and home type. They can also include features like a swimming pool or waterfront property. When they're done selecting their filters, they can tap on search to get started. Quite a lot that a customer can do right from a business card. If they tap on About, they'll have access to information about you as a professional. And if they tap on My Company, they'll see the details regarding my brokerage office. As I scroll down, they're also able to find me. So any address I click on here will be my location. I like to put in here my office location. If I tap on more, they'll have additional info to find about me, including my website. I can also include multiple sites if I like. The Miami Trainers website, for example, and my personal website. If they want to follow me on social media, they can. If they tap on social, they'll have access to my Facebook, my LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. And if I tap on contact info, they'll have all of my information that they can download as a card. I can click on back to go to the main menu. Now, another beauty of being able to share this card is that it's going to prompt you as the professional to ask them for a point of contact. So instead of giving them a paper card, which they can lose, and you have to wait for the customer to follow back up with you, you can send them this digital card. The beauty of sending them a digital card is, again, you have to it will prompt you to ask for contact information. And when you have the contact information, you have the power to follow up with them. Aside from that, I'm going to go ahead and show you, once I log in, how to customize your card. So when you log in, it's easy to customize. You can tap on View Card to see it as I just showed you, but you're going to tap on Edit this card in order for you to kind of customize all of the different buttons and all of the different features. So we're going to start on buttons, tapping on here. Will give you access to selecting the type of buttons that you would like. So scrolling down, you have your button style, and those button style include different styles that you can choose from. As you can see, you can customize those buttons as I click through. My preference is the second option. I'm going to tap on Save and continue to move down my features. Where it says Call, you just want to click down and you want to input that information and save it as you go. So for example, you want to do the same for your call button, which is this one here, your email information, how it is that they can text you, information about yourself. If you're interested in adding a video URL, you can. Now, the beauty about anything video is this is the easiest and fastest way for any consumer to absorb information. So if you have an introductory video of yourself, this is a real estate trend that is taking off. You can input that video into YouTube and assign it to your Savvy card. Below, you have information. About My Company will give you access to inputting all of the details regarding your real estate company. Find Me will allow you to input your primary address. So I would put your broker's office. Any sites that you do have, you can go ahead and input them, and it'll allow you to input more than one site. Simply by tapping Add Another, it'll give you access. Under social, you can choose the type of social media that you would like to include. So for example, if I were to add another and tap on this drop-down arrow, you have all of these different options that you can choose from. Once you select the option that you would like, simply input that URL and tap on Save. Under Recommend, you're also able to recommend other additional businesses that you work with. And then, of course, your contact information you want to fill as thoroughly as you can and save those changes towards the bottom. This will help you determine and fill out all of the information on your Savvy card. Tapping on my Savvy card, I want to show you an additional filter, an additional feature that I think you would like. So not only can you go ahead and share this Savvy card, you can send it to a mobile, but you also have a QR code, which made a huge comeback in the last 2 years. If I click on QR code, you will have the link available and the QR code will populate. To use a QR code, you would simply have to open up your camera and click on the link to access. You also have card analytics that I want to show you. So if I tap on card analytics, we're able to see quite a lot of information. So we can see actions and counts. So it does count how many times have you shared your card. And out of those times that you've shared your card, has anybody referred you out? Aside from that, we're also able to see how many times it's been viewed. As I scroll down, anybody who's referred me will populate under my top 5 referrers. And as I continue to scroll down, I'll have access to see how it was shared. So for example, I shared my card with Ruth. So you can see July 16, I shared my card with Ruth as a contact card, and I sent her a message. Let's find you a home. In turn, Ruth was able to share my card with Dodd. I now have Dodd's information because Ruth shared it via the card app. Aside from that, it does say, call Christy about selling your home. She's great. Tell her I say hi, kiss. Aside from that, now that I have Dodd's information, I don't have to wait on Dodd. I can go ahead and reach out to him if I'd like because I have his contact information. I can also thank Ruth. So quite a lot of details that you have regarding Savvy Card. A great option for you is to be digital. So if you guys like Savvy Card, let me know inside of the chat. The next system that I want to talk to you about is something called Every Door Direct Mail. If you've ever been curious or been interested in farming and prospecting in a particular neighborhood, then Every Door Direct Mail could be a good option for you. This is a great way to kind of own, well, I don't want to say own, but to corner a market, right? Send out direct mail to particular people in a particular neighborhood in order for them to start recognizing you as the primary real estate agent of a specific either community, zip code, or small neighborhood. As I scroll, you will have access to it on miamirealtors.com. This is another product page that's going to explain to you fast access. You also have details regarding webinars and tutorials if you want a further deep dive. If you have any questions about it, you do have a live chat that's available on this page and a phone number. As you continue to scroll down on product pages, you will have testimonials. These are testimonials from other agents who are using the services in their business. I'm going to share this link with you guys inside of the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and explore. Moving back into our Miami Gateway, I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to find EDDM, which is our mail postcards, or where you can mail postcards, flyers at low prices. Every Door Direct Mail is basically a campaign that you can create. It's going to be a mail route. So this post office employee already has this route in place. So at every door, he'll drop off whatever it is that you'd like to send. So if I click on here, I'll automatically have access. Up in the top, you can tap to view your account, and it does walk you through it. But if you have any questions, you do have a phone number that you can call, and you can create your own maps so you can select which areas you're going to continuously work. Getting started is easy. You can either tap on the Get It Started button, or you can tap on Get Started in the middle of the page. When I tap on Get Started, I can make some decisions about my business or who I'd like to target. I can either enter a specific address and then find a route around it. Another option I can do is once I've selected an address, I can either create a radius, and it's going to go out 5 miles, 4 miles, 3, 2, whatever I would like. Another option is I can use drive time. So if I wanted to do all of the properties within a 10-minute drive, I can. If I wanted to go in and change that, the minimum is 10 minutes. I'm sorry, the minimum is 5 minutes. I can go from 5 to 10 to 15. I prefer the radius. I think it's a little bit more controlled. As you scroll down, you can also choose your demographics. So who is it that you'd like to target? You can choose a specific household income, an age, and whether you want to target renters or homeowners. So for example, let's say I want to target household income 100,000 to 150,000. And the age bracket that I want to target is going to be 35 to 44. And I'm interested in targeting renters, for example. I'm going to tap on Show Me My Prospects. It's going to open up a map where you can see different routes and different demographics. So this is particularly the radius that I've created. Up at the top, you can update the address that you use. I can click on this drive time and I can choose to refilter whether I want to do 5, 10, or 15 minutes. You're also able to change your radius if you would like now that you're seeing the information. So I'm going to go down to 1 mile and apply that information. Demographics, I'm also able to go ahead and layer that information and what criteria I want to choose first. So for example, the first criteria I want is going to be household income. I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to click to show it in the map. It's going to go ahead and load that overlay so I have a visual of what that looks like. As you can see, as I hover over a particular neighborhood, if you move your eyes to the left-hand side of my screen, you can see what I'm currently looking at. We're looking at Miami, Florida, zip code 33166. It's also going to let me know how much of this community matches my demographic, or better said, how much of this mail carrier route matches my criteria. 53.87 is a match. I'm also able to see the delivery breakdown. We can see how many are residentials and how many are businesses. On the right-hand side of my screen, you can see the selection summary, where you're able to see whether I've chosen residential, which is required, but if I'd like, I can also choose business. If it's available, it'll populate. Towards the bottom, you have information regarding the demographic summary, and you also have details regarding display ads, Facebook ads, and also email ads are also available. Ooh, let me zoom back in here. Okay, so now that I have it selected, let me do another example of business, and here we go. So from this area, I can see that residential, there's 219, but regarding businesses, there's an additional 141 that are available. If I tap on PO boxes, you have an additional 998 PO boxes that you can do, and it'll give you a total of the households that are going to be part of that route. As I scroll down, you can always save these changes. You can name this map if you're going to use it again. Tapping on save and continue to give you access to that information. Once you've saved multiple maps or the maps that you want to work in, I do want to show you that you can customize. Hey, hold on, sorry. Once you save your maps that are available under My Maps, I did want to show you that you have design options. So if I tap on design options, you'll have access to different templates that you can use. It'll let you know that you have 3 that you can make, or 3 possibilities. So you can have an idea of what you want to send out, and then once you work with them, they can help you design. You can choose how big it is that you would like your postcards, and it'll give you a price point for them. As you scroll down, you can use free templates to customize, and you can find them by tapping on Find EDDM templates. As I continue to scroll down, you can also upload your own artwork by tapping on Download Our Spec Templates. As I scroll up, I'm going to tap on the templates to preview them with you. From here, you have templates that are available to choose from. If I want to specify keywords, I've also entered real estate previously, and I can tap on Find Templates. So if this is something that you're interested in doing, it's very easy to get started. And if you're still overwhelmed, that's okay. For example, since I started as an example for this class, a possible route, I did receive an email on behalf of EDDM, which explains to me that if I have any additional questions about the program, it does provide you a service person to help you. You can tap on Every Door Direct Mail for an overview, pricing, and templates. Support information is available under Support on the right-hand side. As I scroll down, you have additional information regarding a phone number and an email address with frequently asked questions that you can preview. This includes EDDM, Facebook ads, and display ads. Another option and another tool that I want to talk to you about is going to be Remind. Let me know in the chat if you've ever used it before. Okay, so for those of you who are familiar or not familiar with Remind, let me go ahead and show you that icon. Remind is available here. You can use Remind as an option regarding your MLS as a tactile service, as well as being able to find customer information and more. So if you tap on here, you will have automatic access to Remind. The first thing that I want to show you is that you can build out a social media page, or they call it a social page, in which case you can share this page to invite different customers to be able to register with you and create an account inside of Remind. How do you do this? You scroll down to where you find your name. If you tap on your name, it's going to have an additional menu. You're going to tap on settings to access your social page. From here, you want to make sure to upload your picture, and then you want to verify your information. If you're interested in using the Remind mobile application, you can. When you download Remind, make sure that it's going to ask you for this MLS email. It's also going to function and send you notifications via this MLS phone number. If you do want to make any changes here, you can add a preferred email address and phone number, but what you want to do is input the information or send the request to membership@miamire.com. Aside from that, you want to scroll down and do our display preferences. How do you access these? Tap on Edit on the right-hand side. This will give you access to input your MLS. This will give you access to input your license number, create your display name, your display email address, and your phone number. Before you input your display name, understand that it will display inside of your homepage, but it's also going to be used to create the address of your social page. This information is going to populate on your Remind homepage, on your client portal, and on all Remind generated PDFs. You also have a section here where you can create additional information or input additional information. Tapping on Save to save those changes. Now here, this information is going to be automatically populated for you in the sense of a custom URL will be created. Let me show you an example of the social page. So I'm going to copy this link, which you can share. I'm going to open up a new tab and show you. This is an example of your social page. Up at the top, you'll have your company logo. You can select a background image and you can upload your picture. On the right-hand side, a customer is able to sign up with you, and they also can return by logging in. If they're interested in exploring different listings, they can input their name and their email address and sign up. Now, an additional benefit of a customer signing up with you is that they can register themselves. Aside from registering themselves, they can confirm their identity. When they confirm their identity, if they choose to, they can receive a soft pull or a soft credit score. This means that they'll have an idea of what their credit score is going to be without blemishing that report. And you, as the agent, will also get an additional benefit. The system will register them as one of your potential leads. And with that, you'll have insight into the activity inside of Remind that they're doing. You'll also receive a range of what their credit is. So they'll receive the full score, but you'll receive again that range, whether it's good, poor, excellent, fair, etc. This way, you'll have more insight about your customer and you can further guide them into the next step that they need to take to purchase a home. Below, you'll have, "Hi, I'm Christy Denny's real estate instructor." Christy Denny's real estate instructor is the name that I inputted in the system. Below is an additional message that says, "Welcome to my page. Please check out my listings and contact me if you have any questions." All of us have the same message. If you want to make changes, I'll show you how. We can also include our social media. So they can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Towards the bottom, they'll have access to my license number, my email address, my phone number, and if they tap on broker info, my broker details. They can also share my profile, and you as an agent can share your profile on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. They can copy that link to send through WhatsApp, for example, and share it via email. This is where the additional info is, so you're free to input here whatever you'd like. As you continue to scroll down, it also says ready to find your next home or want to sell. So Remind is also a great option for those customers who are interested in selling their home. When they register with you, they can also claim their home. Since Remine has access to tax roll services, that allows them to claim the home. And they'll also have valuation information pertaining to that property. So this is a great value for both a buyer and a potential seller. Moving back into Remind, let's talk about customizing this page for you. So down below, you will have access to that link. And as I scroll down, you do have the option to upload a logo. Here you have your background images. You have 3 to choose from. If you like these images, you can simply click on the one you'd like and the background will automatically syndicate to your profile. If you don't like any of these and you want to further customize, you can always add your own images. The system does tell you the best dimensions are 1920 by 360. As I continue to scroll down, if you want to update that message on your profile, you can go ahead and click on that edit button on the top right-hand corner, which will allow you to include your own title and your own message to further customize. Tapping on cancel. You do have your social media below, so tap on edit to open up those fields. What you want to do is input the entire URL path of your social media account so that it reflects correctly on your page. If you do not have the entire URL path or address to your social media account, it won't function properly. If you don't fill anything out under a specific area, the icon won't populate on your page. So for example, I didn't add WhatsApp, Snapchat, or Google Maps, so they don't reflect. When you're done, save your changes. As you scroll down, you also have additional decisions that you can make. If you want to display your active listings and your recently sold listings, just toggle these on. And if you want to give access to your customers to be able to request an offer on their homes, you can also toggle this on. As you continue to work with Remine, if you do like the program, you can receive potential emails of any chats that have been sent your way. If you want to receive those emails with the chat notifications, you can toggle this on. And I will show you how to cart property in order for you to prospect. If you want to receive any notifications regarding properties that have changed in status, dropped price, etc., you can choose how frequently you'd like to receive those updates, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, or never. Aside from your social profile, to enhance your business, I want to talk to you about farming and prospecting. We're going to do a quick example, and I'm going to show you some of the filters that are available for you. If I tap on the search bar, this is basically the meat and potatoes of the Remind system. You can search for property that are currently active in the system, and that's going to be your listings. These are properties that have been on the MLS. You can also search for properties, and properties are potential off-market properties that have not been listed. At this time, I'm currently hovering in the area of 33166, right? So in this area, I have zoomed in very closely to my map. Let me go ahead and do another example for you. You can search by address, city, zip code, or neighborhood if you'd like. So for example, if I click on here, the system's going to show me my recent searches. I'm going to do an example of the neighborhood of Calusa. If I tap on Calusa, it's going to show me all of the additional options, meaning nearby cities, schools with the name of Calusa, neighborhoods with the name of Calusa, and addresses in that area. If I want to tap on that neighborhood, I can tap on Calusa here, and it's going to show me and mark out that neighborhood inside of my map. Aside from being able to select a specific area, I can add additional filters and layers to further customize my list. Why would I customize a list of properties? I would customize a list of properties based on my advertising idea. So if I wanted to prospect to homeowners that live in Calusa, that have lived there more than 10 years, who have high equity on their home, I can go ahead and use my different layers and my filters to find these people. Another example, let's say I want to use Remine as a filter inside of a particular neighborhood and use a specific algorithm that'll allow me to see properties that have a high potential of being sold this year. I can also find that information. Let's do some examples by opening up those layers. In order for you to do this, you want to make sure that you zoom in. We're zooming in because this is a big data program. And there's quite a lot of information that's going to be shown. So I'm going to go ahead and find some homes in Calusa, and I'm going to zoom in. You want to zoom in close enough that you start seeing the individual parcels. Then you want to tap on your layers to do some exploring. So some of the options that you have is property value. If I were to tap on here, I can go ahead and see how it's color coded based on value. If I wanted to, I can go ahead and tap on properties that are over $1 million and see if there's anything available in this area. I can move around in the map and see if there's anything available at that price point. It doesn't seem to be available here. But if I tap on property views, I can see all of the price points in this area. I can specialize on the lower priced property values if I would like. You can basically filter out the details. Moving out of property value and into property equity. This is a great way to find properties with high equity. Properties with high equity have a potential of being sold, or a customer can also decide that they're interested in purchasing an additional home with the equity that they have in their current home. So this is a great filter to use. Moving down, you have ownership time. So if you want to find people who have been living in their home over 10 years, you can go ahead and select 10 to 15, 15 to 20, or 20 years. You can also simply just input a minimum time. Once you select that filter, it'll become available. On the right-hand side, you'll see the properties. Another option you can see is that sell score. This is a predictive model, and it'll let you know high probability. These are different properties that are listed as being properties that have a high potential of being sold. So if you wanted to target these properties, you can. Aside from that, you can search for medium or low. Continuing on our search, you can view absentee owners. So if you're interested in targeting properties that are owned by a corporation, you can. Owner-occupied properties, or if you want to find homeowners that are absentee owners, meaning they don't live in that particular home, but they live in the state, you can target them by selecting this option. Or if you'd like, you can find absentee out of state. As I continue to look, you also have access to flood zone risk. I can focus on a particular building type. I can also see what kind of land is being used in a particular neighborhood. I can review mortgage rates, mortgage age, list price information. So for example, if I wanted to target properties that were sold under $250,000, because I know that the price point of these homes have significantly increased, I can target those people. I can also find distressed properties in an area. I can also find persons who have purchased their home cash. And then we have two additional filters. If you're interested in commercial, these two additional filters are not currently added into your plan. If you're interested in these, you would have to contact your mind specifically. This is a commercial land score, and the second one is a rent prediction model. So for example, let's go ahead and select some of these filters and find a specific, and do a specific mailer. So let me uncheck buyer. Let's do an example live. I'm going to tap on or stay under properties, and then I'm going to click on these filters. From these filters, the one that I want is off market. When I tap on off market, I want off market properties. That's going to bring my results to 787. From my layers, I really want to focus on communicating with consumers who have a high potential of wanting to sell their home. So I'm going to tap on sell score, I'm going to tap on high, and I'm going to tap on medium, and then I'm going to apply that filter. From there, I'm going to have 126 results that are available for me. From there, I'm going to tap on absentee, and I want to make sure that I'm contacting owners, but I want owners that are not living in the home. Since they're not living in the home, maybe I have an additional advantage of having them sell that property. From there, I have 9 results that are available. Let's say I want to target these people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these properties, and I'm going to tap on cart so I can put them together. Think of a cart as a folder. So I'm going to do investor, since they don't live in their home. listing potentials. I'm going to press enter and I'm going to add those 9 properties into that cart. From there, I'm going to tap on cart and I'm going to send out a mailer. As you can see, I do have my carts available. I'm going to select all of them and then I'm going to tap on send mailers. When I send mailers, I'm going to give it a name. Investors in Calusa, and I'm going to build my mailing campaign. Remind works with another company in order for you to be able to do everything all in one place. It works with PCM Digital. From here, easy peasy, I have my price point towards the bottom and I'm able to select my postcard. I can either choose a small postcard, I can choose a large postcard. You also have letters that you can send out, yellow letters that you can send out, and snap aparts. And you can also see that as I choose my different marketing, I'm going to have a piece or a price for all 9 pieces. This includes postage. I would tap on choose design and go through the motions in order for me to get started. Now, if I target a specific person, I can really customize the message that I want to send out. So I don't have to target every single neighbor, right, inside of a neighborhood, because not all of those neighbors are going to be interested in my services. So I'm able to kind of pinpoint who I want to communicate with and send them a specific letter that I feel will be helpful for them, right? And then in turn, I'll have more opportunity to send more frequent mailers to them because it could be potentially now in my price point where I can afford to do those additional mailers for my business. And then aside from that, I'm able to manage it better. Why? Because when I go back into my carts, I have 9 that I'm really working on. And if they contact me, I know exactly who it is that I want to speak to. I can tap on notes and I can include either private notes or shared notes about each property. And if I have additional questions about each, I can simply tap on that link and I'll have so much additional information about it because it's a tax roll service. So even if the property is not being listed, you do have quite a lot of details that you can view using this system. So I can see a Google image. I'm also able to see the potential equity here, who's the owner, and I can even create a CMA here or print out this information. So if I click or I scroll down, I'm able to see what cards it's part of, and I'm able to see a map view, a flood risk view, location details, and a street view. You also have access to things like owner and associated people. So if I click on here, I'll have information in some cases. So here there's none, but as I preview them, a lot of them will have ownership information and also additional information regarding associated people in this area. Let's say I wanted to do a bigger area, right? So if I go back into my carts, when I go back into my carts, you do have access to not only sending mailers, but if I tap on more, you can print your mailing labels. So let's say you're like, Chrissy, listen, I already have what I want to send. I don't need this additional company. I just need the addresses. Tap on print mailing labels and you'll have access to them. So investor listing potential is the last one I did. I'm going to select all of them. And then here we go. More print mailing labels. You can choose whether you want the property address or the mailing address. So we know that these owners are not living in this home. So I'm going to select the mailing address. And then I can always select the label type. And then I can tap on print labels. When I click on print labels, I can open that up and the system has created those labels for you. And then you can always print them out and send out your own stuff. But before I jumped into this, I wanted to show you, let's say you wanted to do a bigger area. I'm going to go back into my search and I'm going to do less filters. So from here, let's say I want to remove the absentee in-state filter, and I just want to focus on off-market properties in a specific sell score in the area of Calusa. We have 153 matches that I can go ahead and select all of these and save them to a cart. I want to do a bigger area for you guys because I want to show you that you can export information. So under name, Calusa Potentials, part 2, for example. Let me tap on cart. Here we go. Calusa Potentials. Enter at 153 properties. Tapping on my carts. Here are all my potentials. I can go ahead once it loads, I can select them. And then here, I want to show you that you have the ability to export this information. So if I tap on export, you'll have access to give it an additional name, Calusa. And then I'm going to toggle this off. If you toggle this off, you can include all of your columns, but if you toggle it on, you can choose which columns you'd like to import. I chose property address information and owner information. To do this, click on that drop-down arrow and it's going to give you a list of all of the different columns and you select which ones you prefer. I want these details, so I'm going to tap on export and the system's going to pull all that information for me. This is great if you are maybe planning for an open house, if you're going to go and do an open house in the neighborhood. This is great if you want to prospect, if you want to call, if you want numbers in an area. This is a great way to do that. So if I tap under or click on alerts on the bottom left-hand corner of my screen, it is letting you know that the export's being created and it'll populate up at the top where I can download this information. It's going to be in a CSV. And I'll have all of the different addresses with the owner details and the phone numbers if they're available. Now, the system also does a really good job of including the DNC. So if a particular consumer has a number on the do not call list, it'll let you know. You can always, of course, organize the information so that it works for you and your business, but this is another great way to create these lists that you need. So with that, guys, I do recommend multiple classes. This is kind of a overview of different programs that you can use. If you've never used Remind, please take Remind Farming and Prospecting. You can also use it as an MLS option. So taking Remind, Remind Pro will give you an overview of how you would use it as a realtor. It'll go through kind of your real estate workflow and how you can apply Remind to assist you. There's also a Remind mobile application. So we have Remind Mobile available. Aside from that, if you want more information about Savvy Card, if you want more information about Every Door direct mail, or more information about any of the products or services that we talked about today, feel free to access our recorded seminars. So you do have 24/7 access to recorded seminars, videos, training sessions, and more right inside of Miami Realtors Live. And if you guys are YouTube users, then I do have a channel for you guys. It's youtube.com/miamitrainers. I'm going to go ahead and copy this link and share it with you guys inside of the chat. If you would like, you can bookmark this page. You have access to all of the different videos. They're available for you guys to watch. I've recently uploaded quite a few of them. If you register or if you subscribe, you will receive a notification of any new videos that will become available. This tutorial, I'm hoping to upload it in the next few days, but using that looking glass, you can search for any information you'd like. So for example, enhance your business. You'll also have the same class multiple times, so you can view it if it's being taught by another trainer. You're able to see the different styles and learn a little extra stuff from each and every one of us. So thank you so much for being Miami members. Thank you so much for being with me this afternoon. And hopefully we will see each other soon. Have a beautiful day, guys. Have a great afternoon. Thank you for being Miami members.